Speaking of sports radio, did you hear David Stern and Jim Rome going at it?
Oh, God, I heard that, yeah.
I haven't heard this clip yet.
By the way, the dumb paper calling him a shock jock.
Who? Rome?
No, just the thing asks, David Stern asks shock jock.
Shock jock. They're lazy. They're lazy
are
reporters.
lazy. It was
Nothing's shocking anymore. Enough with the shock jock thing.
Jim Rome, I don't really listen to ever, but he impressed me because David Stern seems like a cranky douche.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Rome seems like he likes to break balls too. And they obviously have, I think the word was, they've had cantankerous times together.
Cantankerous?
But
Isn't he in the cantankerous?
Oh, right. Cantankerous.
No, that's the other one.
Dummy.
A lot of hardcore NBA fans are convinced that lottery gets fixed.
Every year? I've heard, I don't know what they were talking about.
There's a lot of people convinced that they fixed that shit, to bring up the weaker teams so the competition is better.
Oh.
And so this has been one of those conspiracy things forever, since Patrick Ewing, I think, joined the Knicks. I think. Someone that knows more about this, please call in. So Rome asked him about it.
And Rome handled this, by the way. He's really a good broadcaster. He's a good, when you hear the way he handled it,
I like Rome.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, man, he's a pro. This guy's unshakable.
I like Rome. I like Mad Dog. I don't like Mike Francesa.
No, he's smart, but he's irritating.
I don't like him at all. Michael Kay, I saw at the
No
Yankee
one
game.
seems to like me.
Hey, dog.
My droning voice.
Yeah, Michael Kay was at the Yankee game.
Yeah.
He was good. He does TV now.
With Jody Applegate. I don't know if I'm blowing up his spot or not.
Uh-oh.
Not if he was at the game, you're not.
Yeah, he was right there.
Who's Jody Applegate?
Applegate.
She's been a news broad forever.
News broad.
Me and my brother were
News broad.
Me and my brother, we were howling. God, why am I doing this? We were howling because she has the worst ass ever.
Really?
Oh, no.
It is horrendously flat and out of shape, and because I guess she's been sitting at the news desk for too long. And she had panty lines, and when you see panty lines, it's usually a tiny little holy fuck piece of nothing.
But you have big bloomers on?
Big bloomers with the
Bloomers?
panty lines popping through. We were howling. I think we missed 2 innings of the game.
Applegate's his wife?
Oh, they're married on it.
That seems to be what someby says. But, Pal Talk.
If that is the case.
Right.
So it is a loaded question.
I have 2 answers for that. I'll give you the easy one. No, and a statement. Shame on you for asking.
I understand why you would say that to me, and I wanted to preface it by saying it respectfully. I think it's my job to ask because I think people wonder.
No, it's ridiculous, but that's okay.
I know that you think it's ridiculous, but I don't think the question is ridiculous because I know people think that.
Stop beating
I'm
your
not
wife
saying
yet?
I'm not saying that I do, but I think it's my job to ask you that.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's fair.
Why is that?
Because I think that and I know you read your emails, and
I think that is.
Holy shit.
I think that is fair.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that the old, you answer a loaded question with a loaded question?
You and Colin have both got it.
What?
Motherfucker. I didn't see that. That's exactly what that was.
He doesn't beat his wife.
You're right, he doesn't.
But it puts him in a spot like, we'll answer that one.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a famous tactic. If you get a loaded question, you throw a loaded question back.
I never knew that. And
You didn't know that?
No, and I was talking
it's
to
been
Colin.
part of my repertoire for my entire life.
But I mean, you saw that immediately, and Colin saw it. We were talking about it last night, and he goes, "Well, it could have been like that old thing where you're like, did you?" I'm like, "What? Shut up, you idiot!"
Yeah, no.
But then I realized, oh, he's right.
Yeah, there's nothing to Jim Rome beating his wife.
Right. Yeah.
But it puts him in a spot. Like Jim Rome put him in a weird spot because he's not going to answer that question like, "Holy fuck, you got me." After all these years, I guess I'll announce on your show the NBA lottery is fixed.
There's no good answer to the question.
There's none. So that's the way you get out of it. So for Rome to go, "Oh, that's not fair." Yeah, it is. Because you know what you were doing. Right?
Yeah.
Your wife yet?
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's fair.
Why is that?
Because I think that and I know you read your emails, and I'm sure you follow things virally and on Twitter. people really do think it, whether it's fair or not.
Which is true.
Well, they think it because people
You don't
like
think the question's fair to ask if your fans think it?
Silly questions. I expect it to be written about, and
I just want to stop. It is a silly question. There is probably another way to do that.
Maybe.
Say, look, conspiracies theorists have it that this thing is fixed. I mean, you want to explain that? And then he would explain how the whole NBA lottery works and the odds and this and that, and give some insight on it.
That was a chance for David Stern. It was such a loaded question. That was a chance for David Stern to explain it really well. Like, you asked that, but what a dumb thought that is. And then go on to explain, this is what it is. How can anybody think anything different? Like, there's such a way to have. That was it's almost a softball, too.
Yeah.
Is it fixed?
Yeah,
no! Like, you could go anywhere with that.
I think Rome should have phrased it, better.
Right.
He's better than that. But, I mean, he got this great clip that isn't going to hurt his program.
Silly questions. I expect it to be written about, and I commented last night at my presser that there was one guy who I won't dignify by naming says, I have no reason to know anything, and I don't know anything, but I tell you I believe it's fixed. Okay, that's good. Why is that? Well, because this team won it, and if that team won it, it would have been fixed also. And if that team won it, it would have been fixed also. And if every team was invited to have a representative there, and if there were 4 members of the media there, and if Ernst and Young certified it, you still think yes. So I
think two things. Which response to this? I think two things. Number one, I don't think so. I don't think so, and I'm not covering myself. I don't think so. But I think by asking the question, it would not suggest that I think so. But the one thing I would say, the league does own the team, does it not?
Yes.
Does that not make the question fair?
I don't think so. Number one, we sold it. We're going to close this week. We already have a...
Is this boring, or should we continue?
No, yeah, it's interesting. It's
I mean, you know how the lottery works? Basically, if you're a real shitty team, you got more balls in the lottery. So, like the Miami... I don't know exactly how many, balls for each team, but... So you have more... basically, so you do have more chances if you're a shitty team that your number's going to pop up.
What was the thing about a temperature of an envelope years ago? They mentioned that the temperature of one of the envelopes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that means, though. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. I'm sure 50 listeners will know what it is, but I don't know what that means. It must have been something that felt fixed because of the temperature of an envelope.
Right.
Wow, that's weird.
And what I mean by
an envelope, the temperature of an envelope.
What I mean by numbers, your logo pops up, by the way, because now people are like, they don't do it with numbers. And this guy's saying Rome was charged with beating his wife.
See, I've heard that he wasn't. I read that he wasn't.
That's what I read, too. Paul?
Hey.
Yes, he was, in fact, charged. The cops did come to his house. They did come over and try to attempt to press charges, but his wife, after thinking it over, decided not to. But there was a big brouhaha about that for a small time.
Brouhaha.
All right, so that's...
Oh, was it? Can we Google that, Sam?
So then David Stern was taking a pretty good shot there, then.
I don't know the date or anything.
Because Colin thought the same thing you did.
That would be more than a loaded question if that's actual dirt. Loaded question usually is just you throw something out there like, really?
But Rome just said, I don't think that's fair.
Right.
He handled it pretty professionally.
This guy can answer the temperature question as Sam looks up the Rome thing.
Yeah, something about the envelope. And
Tim.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hi, Tim.
What part of Long Island, by the way?
I'm from Bellport, the old mighty fine Bellport, Long Island. Very, very pleasant area.
I don't know Bellport.
Yeah, that's
You don't wanna know
South
Bellport.
Shore, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
South.
it's South Shore.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got,
Give
Tim?
Spicy chicken.
Whole nother world down there.
No kidding.
Back in 84, 85, when Patrick Ewing was coming in as a first draft lottery, the Knicks were doing really horrible, like now. And basically they had envelopes, and the rumor was to bring the Knicks back up, they froze the Knicks envelopes. Every time they would reach in to grab an envelope for what team was going to be selected, they would know not to grab the Knicks one because it was the coldest out of the bunch.
oh, that's just a dumb theory. Okay, I thought, all right, that's just...
Yeah, well,
How long do they
who
stay
started
cold?
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
What, do they got to keep running back and forth with the freezer?
Hey, look, I didn't do it. That's just a rumor, man. That's
All right.
what they've always said for years.
There's dry ice in there. The envelope is smoking.
Yeah. There's ice cubes. It's all watery because they put ice cubes in the envelope. It's bulging.
It's all soggy.
The fucking penguins are standing on it. Get penguin shit on your ice on your fucking envelope.
And Tim, bite your tongue. The Knicks did very well this year. That we made the
I'm a Knicks
playoffs.
fan, but it's just,
We made the playoffs.
It's a conspiracy against my team. So.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you.
And Ewing turned out to be a bust. No rings for the Knicks and Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Number one, we sold it. We're going to close this week. We already have established our price. I think that if it had gone to Michael Jordan and which was the next team up with in terms of a high percentage, there was David's take care of his friend Michael, and if it had gone to Brooklyn, which is going into Barclays Center, it would have been fair to speculate, I suppose, that we want to take Brooklyn off of the mat. So there was no winning, and people write about it, and it's okay to write about it, and we sort of expect it, but that's not a question that I've been asked before by a respectable journalist.
I think I understand why you're frustrated by that. I think that I understand why that would upset you. I would hope that you would not hold that against me.
I wouldn't hold it against you. You and I have been into more contentious discussions than that.
I don't know. I'd put that one right up there.
Well, it's good copy, and you do things sometimes for cheap thrills.
I did not do that for a cheap thrill. That's not what that was.
Well, it sounded like it.
No, not at all. No, that's my point. That's where you and I, that's our point of disconnect. That was not a cheap thrill, and I was not throwing anything against the wall, and I was trying to be as respectful as possible. I'm just saying that people wonder about that. And I don't want to ask you a question by, here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to say, hey, Commissioner, people would say, because I'm going to ask a direct question. But people did wonder. But that was not a cheap thrill.
Well,
I got no thrill out of that.
It's a cheap trick.
No, flopping is a cheap trick.
No.
Putting the police
Flopping, that's a good line.
Well, these two are going at it.
But listen, you've been successful in making a career of it, and I keep coming on.
Making a career of what, though? Commissioner said that I take great offense to that. Making a career of what?
What offense?
Cheap thrills?
Are you taking offense?
I am now. Now I am. If you're saying that I've made a career of making cheap thrills.
Time, taking on the world, and now Jim Rome is pouting. I love it.
No, I'm not pouting.
It's
I take
great.
offense. There's a difference between pouting and taking offense. I take offense to that, like you took offense to the question. What if I said, were you pouting when I asked the question?
Taking offenses. You want to hang up on me?
No, I can't hang up on you because I'm running out of time. I would never hang up on you.
Okay. Listen, I got to go call somebody important like Stephen A. Smith now. He's up next.
All right, you go make that call, and I'll go talk to somebody else too, I guess, myself.
All right.
All right, Commissioner. Have a nice day. I did not hang up on him. We are officially out of time.
See, I like the way he handled it.
We'll come back and reset that momentarily. Stay tuned.
What a pro, man. Like, I would allow my emotion to get in a way or to be a dick, but he...
Yeah, but that would have been good radio.
Yeah, but that was...
When we sound like assholes, it's good radio for people.
Sometimes, absolutely. But I mean, I was amazed at the way he handled it. Like, I was like, fuck, I would have been really annoyed at that.
Yeah. The guy is wrong about the frozen envelope, Jim.
Oh, okay.
Joe in Jersey is very bad.
You mean there's no ice cubes in the envelope?
Of course.
There's no dry ice, Joe.
No ice cube.
What happened in 85 was they put envelopes in like this ball that they spun around. The Knicks envelope was actually the first three envelopes were placed in. The Knicks envelope was thrown and bounced off the wall. And when David Stern picked it up, it had indentation in it. That's the whole conspiracy of Patrick Ewing going to the Knicks, was the Knicks envelope had a dent in it, was thrown in. David Stern, when he reached it, it's on YouTube, you can actually watch it. He reaches in and grabs it. It has a big dent in the corner, and that's the Knicks envelope. That's how they supposedly fixed the 85 lottery.
Yeah, it's not far.
On YouTube.
It's not far-fetched to think that they fixed the lottery. Think about it; it's in the NBA's best interest to bring up a team, especially the Knicks at the time. They were horrendous, and they needed someone big. And why not? Why not? If you're the NBA and you can control some shit, you fix it and you get Patrick Ewing to the Knicks.
You can even look like
it's good for business.
The years after that, like how the lottery was fixed. Like Orlando won 2 picks because they were a new team. They got Shaq one year, and then the year after that, Chris Webber.
Right.
The Nets had 1 or 2 picks, number one, because they wanted to be in competition with the Knicks, for the tri-state area. So the lottery is fixed. Like LeBron went to Cleveland year. They won the lottery. I mean, if Michael Jordan won the lottery this year, it wouldn't have been really that bad because he did have the worst team ever. They only won 9 games.
Oh, I know. Bobcats were horrendous.
So they would have, it wouldn't have been fixed for them. It would have been fixed more if the Nets won it because they're moving to Brooklyn.
So you can see a little bend in the thing.
In the NBA draft.
Yeah.
Dave DeBusschere.
Dave DeBusschere. Knicks legend.
85. Wow.
Hold on one second, bro. Sorry.
In the 1985 NBA draft, goes to the Indiana. The horseshoe works.
Wait, what's that?
Ball is back in New York City, my friend.
What happened there?
I don't know.
Was that the number 2 pick?
Indiana.
Oh, that was the number 2 pick he announced. That meant the number 1 was going to the Knicks.
Yeah, number 1 was going to the Knicks.
Because that was
If you watch it from the beginning, if you watch that video from the early beginning, you see them putting the envelopes in there.
Right.
The Knicks one is actually thrown in there.
Hey, Joe, do you know who was the second pick that year?
Rick Smith.
Jesus, really?
He was good, right?
He was all right.
He was all right.
Not Ewing.
Isn't the number 2 pick usually? I mean, Ewing wasn't he a great player? They just didn't.
Everyone wanted Ewing. Trust me, he was.
Oh, Ewing was the pick that year.
He was the pick that year by far. Who else was in the top 5 picks that year? Any other names we know?
I think Barkley might have been in that draft too, but I'm not sure who was like after that.
So the
Wayman Tisdale was in it, but he died.
Right.
Wait, that year he died?
No, he died like the last 2 years. The last 2 years.
Yeah, no, he played. All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
The temperature.
I love the temperature. Conspiracy. There's a conspiracy for everything.
It's ridiculous.
Can I see them putting it in, Sam? Can you find that? I want to see them throwing it in.
And I think
dropping it. Wait.
Dropping the envelopes.
No, that was not
right,
thrown in. Stop it.
Thrown in and it's bent. What?
First of all, if he was going to throw it in, they would have just bent the envelope before.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would you do it in front of everybody in a glass fucking circle?
Or you would mark it.
Of course you would.
You can mark it in a
You
way
put a
no
big
one else
K
would
on it or
know.
something.
Right.
It's pouring a daiquiri over it. Make it cold. It's just strawberry daiquiri leaking out the envelope. It's deliciously cold.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
All right, well. Remember when Jim Everett attacked Jim Rome? Yeah, I forgot what that was.
That he called him Chrissy. That annoyed me.
Oh, that's right.
Chris, don't you say it again.
Want to eat?
Yeah, let's take us a breather.
Each other's assholes.
All right.
Well,
Jesus.
Will I get new golf clubs? We got the latest on Sandusky, hopefully.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's
It ain't
a
good.
sexy little
Is there
story.
good stuff today?
No, meaning
Good
it's
stuff every day.
for us, yes. For Jerry, no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's we already know it's not going to be good for him. We already know that. I think we're hoping that some other people maybe get punished through this thing a little bit.
Sam's got the clip. The Chris clip.
Hey, you know what? Let me say one thing. In that game, how many sacks did I have that we came back and won?
How many sacks did you have?
How many sacks?
Let's see, but this was back in 1989.
Right,
You may have even been Jim Everett back there, but somewhere along the way, Jim, you ceased being Jim and you became Chris.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. That, you know, we're sitting here right now, and if you guys want to take a station break, you can. But if you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time...
I already did it twice.
You better, no, one more time, we better take a station break.
Well, it's a 5-minute segment. A 5-segment show. We got a long way to go.
Well, we do.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I'll get a couple segments out of you.
Well, it's good to be here with you, though.
Well, it's good to see you,
because
too.
you've been talking like this behind my back for a long time.
But now I said it right here.
Right, exactly.
Well, we got no problems
well, I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
That's hilarious.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris? Hey, Taylor, just get him, man. Just get him. Get him off me! Get him off me!
That's not the real audio.
That's not.
No, someone's fucking.
Okay.
No, that's somebody.
No, Rome took it like a man.
I don't know who
It's
is more
hilarious.
annoying in that clip. Like, I don't... Because he's a big fucking douchey jock.
Right.
Yeah.
Being intimidating. But then again, guys always do say shit behind your back. But then again, Rome does say it to him. But why is he calling him, you ceased becoming Jim and became Chris? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Chris, the girl. I know the girl, but...
The tennis player.
Right.
So that was his little nickname for Jim Everett because he got soft.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rome thought he got soft.
All right, well, that's a great... I wonder if they've ever met up again after. I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
What's their relationship now? Does anybody know if they ever met again?
No,
Did they ever squash that? Because he didn't punch him. I think he knocked the table over and grabbed him and kind of pushed him down, but he didn't fucking pound him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he was just scaring the piss out of him is what he was doing. Standing over him like that, a big ogre. Wow.
Yeah, I probably would have fucked him up or something.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, we got to go to break, I think.
Fine. Get out of here.
This is the Opie and Anthony channel.
对不起，我迷了路，请你帮忙。
On Sirius XM.
The History Channel and Jimmy Dean Sausage Links, with a grant from the Picket Fence Dental Corporation, present 20th Century American History with renowned scholar and member of Mensa, Rich Voss.
I know a lot about it.
Dr. Voss will take you on a breathtaking journey through history's most poignant milestones.
What event took the world to the brink of World War III in 1962?
The Bay of Pigs in Cuba.
Oh, my
no, the Russian missile crisis.
Oh, my God.
With every outburst, Rich Voss gets dumber and dumber.
In 1962, what almost brought us to World War III? It had to be the Bay of Pigs in Cuba when...
No, it's not the Bay of Pigs.
Your head will spin.
Who was the U.S. president when World War II ended? The war ended with the dropping of the atomic bombs.
That didn't actually end World War II.
You've never met a Jew who knows less about World War II than Rich Voss.
What was the World War where Germany was going and taking, just out of control?
By the way, I've never wanted to punch someone more than you.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
It's pretty embarrassing when you think about it. So tune in to 20th Century American History and watch in amazement as an old Jewish man goes from mildly coherent to babbling pile of mush in the course of an hour.
You know, it's all history from there.
Coming to the History Channel.
Coming up on the next Butt Trek, the USS Prolapse continues its journey through the universe in search of giant cocks to fuck. But the crew members soon find themselves in a compromising position.
Oh my. Why is there nothing between their legs? It's silly. There should be something there. Why would these people be walking around? They must be alien race.
Mr. Chekhov is unclipped. I noticed that at the urinal. I sure would like to suck it.
Join our heroes as they unravel the mystery of this strange new life form.
They all seem to be lacking something that I enjoy. Cocks.
And struggle with the dangers of traveling through the universe.
Oh, tell me! There's a gerbil stuck in my hidey!
Where did your cock go?
Discover the fate of our fearless heroes. All on the next Butt Trek.
How are the ships, Captain? I'd like a dick in my backside.
Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Good morning, sexy.
Good morning.
How was it doing the virus in front of Jimmy Fallon?
It was an honor.
It was an honor. I liked the Jimmy Fallon interview yesterday. I thought it was really good. I like Jimmy Fallon. Why are they showing the old wrestling clip where Stossel gets choked out by, who is that, Sam?
Dr. D. David Schultz.
Why is that going down again? Can we find out? It's on Fox News. All right, anyway. It's E-Rock's turn anyway.
Stossel's on.
Oh, Stossel's just talking about it?
I guess so.
That was a famous clip where Stossel was trying to see if wrestling was fake or not, and then he got choked out and thrown to the ground, right?
He must have just won the lawsuit after all that time.
What? He's been fighting the lawsuit since that happened?
Oh, my
Well,
God.
I'm paying because you're involved in a lawsuit. And I yelled at him, how can you say this without even examining me? And he backed off. But sure enough, when I got the settlement, the pain gradually went away. I think lawsuits prolong pain.
So wait a minute. So are you glad that you filed that lawsuit or not?
Yeah, I think they should be taught a lesson that they can't go having reporters beaten up.
But did you really have $300,000 worth of pain and suffering?
I had 2 years of real pain, and you can determine what that's worth. Maybe not. And the lawyer takes $180,000 as his cut. And I'm criticized as a hypocrite because I criticize these suits.
Is he dead?
Some of them are useful.
Dr. D?
Wow, that second hit was harder than the first.
Oh, so he didn't choke him. He slapped him pretty hard.
Yeah, the choke was Hogan choked Richard Belzer. Yeah.
Here's the weird thing.
Good.
This happened in '84. Stossel. Who was he interviewing again?
David Schultz.
And basically, what did he say to him?
He said, "I think this is phony. I think this is fake." And so Dr. D slapped him in his face
and said, "Is this fake?"
Yeah, knocked him on the ground
pretty hard. Twice.
He smacked him hard.
What a fucking ear!
Yeah.
The reason why it's in the news today, Stossel finally won the lawsuit.
Did he finally? No.
That's 28 years ago.
28 years.
That's got to be wrong. He couldn't have just won.
I think that's why they're doing it.
No.
Find out there, Sam.
God,
this is a classic clip.
Scumbag. I remember that clip too.
Classic.
And I hate reporters, but you can't fucking hit a guy.
Right.